Team Penske is dealing with its own Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde issue as things are falling apart for the team almost every weekend. And last weekend it was Blaney once again who had to leave the track with a DNF, resulting in some strong words from the 2023 Cup Series champion. Ryan Blaney was on top of the world at Homestead on Sunday, until he suddenly wasn't, and not by his fault, or even another driver. This time the team let him down, again. The number 12 Team Penske driver started 6th, but by lap 9, it was clear. Ryan Blaney was not going to screw around. He took the lead with the assurance that reads, "Gentlemen, this is my race, and you're all just trying to keep up." And keep up they did not. Blaney's lead reached nearly 7 seconds at one point, which is equivalent to lapping everyone except the pace car in NASCAR. Stage 1, easy win. A walk in the park, a Sunday drive, except at 180 miles per hour. The race, for the most part, was shaping out to be a game of strategy. Green flag pit stops dictated the order, but Blaney remained a threat. He finished 3rd in Stage 2, still comfortably within striking distance. Then came the final phase. Bubba Wallace took the lead as things shuffled around. Blaney, briefly buried in traffic, began clawing his way ahead with the patience of a lion pursuing its prey. Kyle Larson was attempting to steal the lead away from Wallace, but Wallace refused to budge. Larson took his shot on lap 198, diving in for a pass. Wallace, running the high line as if his life depended on it, slammed the door shut. That brief skirmish allowed Blaney to get closer, now lurking and ready to attack. Then, lap 209 happened. Coming out of turn 4, Blaney's Ford abruptly went from a dominant race car to a costly smoke machine. White smoke billowed from the back of the number 12, with flames licking the exhaust pipes as the engine self-destructed in real time. It was violent. It was spectacular. It was devastating. "You gotta be shitting me," Blaney moaned into the team radio, expressing what everyone watching was already thinking. And just like that, after leading a race-high 124 laps, Blaney was climbing out of a dead car. A likely win snatched from his grasp. But wait, there is more. As if the heartbreak of a blown motor wasn't enough, this was his 3rd consecutive DNF, marking the first time he has ever had 3 straight DNFs in the NASCAR Cup Series. "I didn't have any warning," Blaney said, still trying to process what had just happened. "It just laid over when I got back to wide open down the front, and that was all she wrote. It just stinks." Stink is an understatement. And if there is one silver lining for Blaney, it is that his soul-crushing disappointment did not occur in the final laps. After the race, Blaney got his composure back and reacted on what happened. "We had a really fast Ford Mustang. We led a lot of laps. We lost a little bit of track position there with some stuff on pit road, but got back to 3rd, and it was a great race between me and Bubba and Larson. I'm sure Denny Hamlin was going to get back into it. It was going to be a heck of a battle the last 60 laps or so, but it just didn't really work out for us. We'll continue to keep fighting. I appreciate the 12 guys for just giving me a hot rod. It was an incredibly fast race car today. We'll keep our heads up. It's just one of those things where it's not really going our way right now. But the good news is, we're bringing fast cars, and that's all you can ask for. We'll keep on moving." Surprisingly, this isn't Blaney's first engine failure this season, an occurrence that has grown increasingly unusual in modern NASCAR. 2 weeks ago in Phoenix, a similar engine problem terminated his day. Blaney's mishap in Las Vegas last weekend brings him to 3 consecutive DNFs in only 6 races. "We'll keep our heads up," Blaney added, hoping to rally. "It's just one of those things where it's not really going our way right now. But the good news is, we're bringing fast cars, and that's all you can ask for. We'll keep on moving." And he's right. Speed isn't the problem. Luck, however, seems to be laughing in his face. And not just him, as the whole Penske squad is having issues at the moment, whereas they might be the fastest cars on track at any given weekend till now. So fast that following Sunday's race at Homestead Miami Speedway, the 6th race of the 2025 season, no one has led more laps than its 3 drivers: Joey Logano, 247 laps led, Austin Cindric, 159, and Ryan Blaney, 148. According to NASCAR's Loop data, all 3 are in the top 5 in stage points this season, and among the top 10 in average running positions. And yet none of the 3 have the consistent performances to back up their apparent domination in the race's early and middle sections. Cindric's 17.5 average finish leads the field, followed by Logano's 18.8 and Blaney's 21.5. Logano is still looking for his first top 10 finish, just 6 races after winning the 2024 Cup Series championship. And Blaney has failed to finish each of the last 3 races, 2 due to engine failure. Ryan Blaney is now Team Penske's highest-ranking driver in points in 10th, with Logano in 11th and Cindric in 21st, following a 50-point post-race penalty for the March 2nd event at Circuit of the Americas. Travis Geisler, Team Penske's vice president of competition, balances the good and bad. However, his disappointment was clear in the NASCAR Cup Series garage after Sunday's race. Logano finished 14th, ahead of Cindric in 19th, but Blaney's blown engine sent him to 36th. Josh Berry's number 21 Wood Brothers Racing Ford is built, assembled, and supported by Team Penske. But a second-place qualifying effort at Homestead was thwarted when he, Logano, and Kyle Larson collided on pit road after Stage 1 ended. Berry finished in 17th place. It's obviously frustrating to be in a situation where we've had really good cars that are capable of winning every week and just haven't really been able to execute and get it done, Geisler said. But I think the key is the process is working as far as what we're bringing to the racetrack. That's the hardest part of this game, is finding speed. And right now, I think all the teams are doing that. We've just got to execute on all the other facets of the game. Logano's day was similarly ruined by the early pit road contact. Logano's loss of track position following the crash was a hindrance, but the crew's initial tape application to fix Logano's right front fender damage did not help, according to crew chief Paul Wolfe. When we had the damage, we covered over the hood flap, Wolfe told NASCAR.com. So that was why, when we were trying to recover from the issue on that green flag stop, we had to cut it open. So that's how we lost the lap and all that. Just kept snowballing for a minute. Fortunately, the car was good on the long haul, and we were able to get back into the free pass spot as the leaders were putting guys a lap down. We were coming along there pretty good, and then from there, just had a decent car that we could salvage something out of it. Just a rough day. Wolfe has led the number 22 squad to championships in 2 of the last 3 seasons, with the only exception occurring in 2023, when Blaney won his first trophy. Logano and his teammates aren't scoring finishes just yet, but Wolfe isn't about to panic. I think if you look back at this time last year, we didn't have the speed or the results, so I guess the bright side of it is we have speed, Wolfe said. I think how we ended the season last year, we've been able to come out of the gates this year and still carry that speed that we were able to show at the end of last season, so I think that's a positive. And now it's just continuing to refine it. Speaking for the 22 group specifically, there's a lot of experience here, and we've shown how we're able to execute and do the things we need to do. So it's unfortunate, but not really any reason to be concerned. Optimistic about being able to have the speed, and it's a much better spot than what we were starting season last year. From a 30,000 foot perspective, however, Geisler is eager to smooth out the early season bumps as soon as possible. Stuff on pit road, you've just got to go back and review, he remarked. Was there anything we can do to avoid it? What are the things as our normal process can we adjust and try to get ourselves where we finish where we belong? That's really the key right now. I think we'd be in really good shape if we just finished where we belong. In the meanwhile, finishing first is a primary priority for Team Penske going ahead. Next up is Martinsville Speedway on Sunday, where Blaney has won the last 2 autumn races. Powered by early season frustration, perhaps there will be more emphasis here, allowing the team's results to better reflect its efforts. We've got to look internally at what we didn't do well, Sunday, Geisler said. We had 3 other cars, if you include the 21, that should have been able to run top 10, and we didn't get there with any of them. So that's our job. That's what we'll go focus on, Monday. Martinsville is another solid place for us, so hopefully we can go there and get things turned around. So, what do you think? Is Blaney's frustration at the team justified? And will they be able to make changes for the upcoming race? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.